complex and emotional at times press conference after an investigation stretching more than 40 years with the use of modern science. The middle child now has a name, now identified as Rhea. And so now all 4 victims found in Bear Brook State Park in Allenstown, discovered in barrels, have been identified. We want to bring in Jesse O'Neill, formerly with the Attorney General's office, joining us in studio now for some expertise. And Jesse, your initial thoughts on hearing this?
I think it's just fascinating. It's amazing that the technology has gotten us to this point where a few years ago, the first 3 victims were able to be identified, and now Rhea was able to be identified. I appreciated the comment during the press conference about how Terry Rasmussen attempted to erase his victims from history. He's been unsuccessful with that. All 4 have been identified. The investigation continues into other related individuals and the circumstances of these 4 bodies from Bear Brook State Park. I think it's just an incredibly satisfying day, a day that can bring a lot of closure, but also a day that continues to push the investigation forward.
We'll get to why this case is still open and why the public is still needed, but can we quickly go over the science here, because it's truly amazing. The DNA Doe Project, the genetic genealogists find a lack of DNA matches, so they build this family tree with 25,000 people on it. Then they find a couple from the 1780s likely related. An old obituary gives them more clues, eventually confirming that Pepper Reed was the mother of the unidentified middle child. Pepper Reed on your screen right there. She is still missing. They are still looking for her, believed to be a victim of Terry Rasmussen. The science that led to this discovery is quite amazing, and you can see the advances over the past 4 decades.
Yeah, it's an amazing technology, and I think it's going to help to continue to further these cold case investigations. It's brilliant the way it works, to look at hundreds of thousands of markers on somebody's DNA, find a living known person with some overlap in those markers, and then to be able to build backwards into a family tree. It's different from the genealogy that a lot of hobbyists do, where they start with themselves or with a known person and work backwards from that. Here, they take the DNA, they try and find some other distant relative, and then they build backwards up the family tree from that person and then down to the unidentified person, in this case, Rhea. Along the way, they're looking for additional corroboration. The genes alone don't tell the entire story. They have to look at traditional genealogical investigative techniques. But to be able to do that and to see the science allow for that in today's era, it helped break this case open, it helps break other cases open, and I can only imagine it's going to help break other cases open in the future.
Investigators making it very clear they're still looking for Pepper Reed, last seen in California in the late 70s. Denise Bowden, last seen in Manchester in 1981, and they're really interested in those missing years in Terry Rasmussen's life, particularly 74 to 1985 in areas like here in New Hampshire, California, Arizona, Texas, and Oregon. A chilling remark from investigators saying he likely did not go without killing people in that gap. Your thoughts on that?
It's terrifying in a sense that somebody was able to move around the country, killing people in multiple different states without anybody realizing at the time, without anybody perhaps having any indication that that's what was going on. They commented during the press conference, and it was previously known, that Terry Rasmussen used a variety of aliases. I know of at least 5 or 6 that he was using, probably had different identifications with each one, almost like a chameleon, able to change his identity with the different people he was interacting with, go from New Hampshire to California, Houston, other states as well, just killing people along the way. It's a terrifying legacy, but it's very encouraging and very heartwarming that that's an infamous legacy that investigators are now unraveling, so that everybody knows the truth about Terry Rasmussen, or the alias that they knew him as.
And so important to know the truth after all these years. Jesse O'Neill, thank you so much for your insight. Investigators said during the press conference today, we have now given the 4th victim in this case their name back, and that matters. We have team coverage. We will continue bringing you developments throughout the day and on our news tonight on WMUR.com and here on air. Thanks for joining us for this special report.